Game Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
And good evening and welcome to Jackson Christian School's Mural Hass Field, where we have championship baseball tonight. It's the USJ Middle School Bruins versus the Jackson Christian Middle School Eagles in the Northwest Conference Championship game. These two teams advanced all the way through the tournament, and they are not only arch enemies, but their head coaches were teammates at Union University, and they want to get after each other. The two teams want to get after each other, and we are going to give you championship caliber baseball. We'll have replays tonight, and Paul will be helping with the replay. Summer, of course, with her direction. We'll tell you about the camera work and get it all set for you. But we are going to give you a timeout and let you hear from some of the great sponsors that bring you this free, not like the National Federation. We're going to take that timeout, and when we come back, we'll have some more pregame on the Great American Sports Pregame Show.
Tired of going to the dealerships only to see empty spaces? Then come to Carlock Nissan of Jackson. We have over 60 new vehicles in stock and more coming in daily. You can see, feel, and of course smell that new car smell. Save up to $8,600 off MSRP on a new Nissan. Plus, special APR financing as low as 1.9%. It's all at Carlock Nissan of Jackson. You should already be here.
Fleet Feet, your locally owned source for the best shoes for school, work, running, and everyday comfort. They offer a 3D scan of your feet and professional fitting. Fleet Feet sells the top-selling brands Hoka, On Cloud, and Brooks. To add comfort to your spikes or other performance shoes, let Fleet Feet fit you for a pair of arch support inserts. Get the quality you want and the service you deserve at Fleet Feet in Jackson on Oilwell Road beside Walgreens.
At Dynamics Physical Therapy, we help our clients get back to doing what they love. Dynamics is now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Mention BallGame Blitz Sports Network and receive a free gift. We are back for more championship action tonight at Mural Hass Field. It's an overcast night. We'll tell you more about the weather as USJ continues their warm-up. The umpires are out there, and we're going to have a great pitching battle. Sam Cale on the mound for the USJ Bruins. Brett Sorrell will be on the mound for the Jackson Christian School Eagles. USJ comes into this contest 11-4 on the season, 4-3 in conference play. Jackson Christian is 13-3 on the season, 7-1 in conference play. And these are two of the great teams. There are many, and we'll go over some of those teams during the broadcast for you. The two teams played recently. Now, the path here was different. They were in opposite brackets, or they wouldn't be playing each other tonight. But and right now, let me give Jackson Christian Schools fans a score. Crockett County is leading the Jackson Christian varsity 2-0 out at Southside. and we'll be trying to update that game. And we will be checking with Game Changer, and we will see the last time these two teams played was April 3rd and 4th. Jackson Christian won 3-0 at USJ, and on the 4th, coming to Murrell Haas Field, Jackson Christian won 11-9 in a real barn burner of a ball game. And of course, we have set the stage here, and let's see, they kind of lined it up. We hope we're going to have Game Changer because we'd like to give you pitch counts and things like that. I can keep it, but mine is not always accurate and official. Very quickly, we will give you the opening hitting lineup for USJ, as unless we've gotten bad information, they are supposed to be the visitors today. And, of course, Jackson Christian won the regular season, which put them in the tournament bracket where they would be the home team in this contest. But leading off for the USJ Bruins will be Sam Cale, the pitcher. He'll be followed by number 21, Jacob Snyder, the second baseman. Hitting third is Noah Britt, the first baseman. He wears number 4. Wearing number 23 and hitting 4 is Caden Creech, the left fielder. And let me do this. I was given a small change here, so we'll get that change up for you. Hitting 4th, we said, was Caden Creech, and hitting 5th, wearing number 2, is Hudson Rushing, and that's a familiar name in baseball here in Jackson, Rushing. Batting 6th, wearing number 14, Jake Martin. He'll be catching tonight. In the 7th slot is Sam Hines. He wears number 12. He'll be playing third base. In the 8th slot is number 10, Whit Barnes, and he'll be playing right field. And the 9th, hitting number 20, Luke Brown. He'll be in center field patrolling that. You see down on the field the head coach, Coach Shreve for Jackson Christian, brings some baseballs out to the umpire. You see a few of the Jackson Christian players warming up. You see USJ in the outfield. And we are at 6:52 in just a few moments. This game is supposed to start at 7 o'clock. It is cloudy here in Jackson, Tennessee, 63 degrees. The high today reached 65. The low tonight will be 54. It's got a little coolness to it, but it also has a little humidity. Very odd combination. And we're going to be able to play baseball. The lights are on. This time of day anyway, the field would have been in shadows had the sun been out. And like I said, it's the 11-4 Bruins against the 13-3 Eagles for the championship of the Northwest Conference. Let's take another time out on Worthy Roads and Jackson Christian School Network.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's Body Shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all pre-arranged funerals. So you may have pre-arranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all pre-arranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
Carlac Prestige is not your typical used car dealer. We have everything from a Porsche to this, and lots more. We inspect and repair all our vehicles. Ask us to prove it. We will.
Carlac Prestige, Van Drive, Jackson.
And you're back on the Great American Sports pregame show here on the Facebook page of Jackson Christian School. Worthy Road Studios will archive this game on their YouTube page tonight, and you can see this game in perpetuity, meaning that you can see it forever. We are just about ready for the starting lineups very quickly. Sorrell will pitch, and Rowe catching. At first base, Converse. Second base, Collins. Bennett at short. Washington at third for the Eagles. Eli Warrington will be in left field. Wilson will be in center field. Thompson in right field. And what we're going to do is we're going to go away and have one more timeout, and then we're going to be ready for championship baseball tonight.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
Looking for a new and exciting career? At Jackson State Community College, we offer nationally recognized, top-rated programs designed to greenlight your career for success. With courses available in the health sciences, nursing, computer technology, and much more, your next step towards a career starts here at Jackson State. Learn how Jackson State Community College can greenlight your future at greenlightyourfuture.com.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing Deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams. run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way. Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Welcome back to Championship Baseball, produced by Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz on the Jackson Christian Facebook. This is the last of the Great American Sports pregame show before we actually start the real game. Two great teams here, fun-loving, like to beat on each other, friends in the off-season, and they want to win tonight. I'm Coach Joe Holloway, and, of course, Summer Sturgis across from me. Paul Schultze on the replay, and will be helping with a myriad of other things. And we will tell you about our camera work here in just a moment, but we want to remind you that this is a copyright broadcast. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or further use of this contest without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz is prohibited. Your announcer tonight is Coach Joe Holloway, and we are going to give you or at least the kids are. I'm just going to try to call the game. The real stars of the game are out on the field. You've got four fine coaches here tonight, and we'll tell you more about those coaches. For the Jackson Christian fans, the ball club is playing, and we're behind the last score we got from out at Southside. I believe the USJ varsity is off tonight. Matter of fact, somebody told me that Danny Giles might be in attendance tonight, the head coach of the Bruins. Derek Pritchard's here. And Derek Pritchard is here, their athletic director. And, of course, there are several people that of note from Jackson Christian here. I know usually their athletic director, but he's been busier than a cat covering up on a hot tin roof, to use an old expression. He is, I'm sure, here somewhere. Chase McLean, as soon as his game is over, the head coach of the Jackson Christian varsity, will be coming to this contest. I've seen numerous teachers, and what a great place, a great ball field, Mural Hass Field, to play sports at. And a great shot, those camera shots. We've got a center field camera, and you get multiple shots. One game that we did here last year, we had more cameras than when the number one team in the nation, UT Vols, played at their home field. They only had 7 cameras, and we had 9 doing a ball game last year. You can only get that kind of work on Worthy Road Studios. We not only do sports, but with great announcers like Diamond Dave McCulley, then USJ's own announcer, Steve Beverly. Nobody any better than Steve Beverly. For football, you've got Dan the Man Hughes and his cohort, Terry Clement. What a job they do. And one of the big surprises of the year will be, who will be Steve Beverly's color man for football next year? That will be interesting to find out. Only Steve knows this at that point. And I will have a color man also of note for next year, but we're not going to reveal those things. We're going to make you guess a little bit. The throw goes down, and we are getting ready to record the official start time of this game. And they will tell you when the first pitch is thrown. On the mound, a very impressive young man, Brett Sorrell, and I will have trouble that. I've had young men both. Stepping in, hitting .488, Sam Cale, the pitcher. And that one is outside. But we have all kinds of things to tell you about. Jacob Snyder in the on-deck circle. He's hitting .348. Infield at normal depth, outfield straight away. And again, working him outside, and Sorrell falls behind. 2 balls, no strikes. We're in the top of the first. Looking it over, and the wind not blowing at all right now. We've had a little wind today. 2-0 pitch coming, drilled. It's going to be a base hit to left field. And you can see why he was hitting over 400. That one gets away, so you've got a hit and an error. Streaking for third is Cale. Here comes the throw. The relay man cuts it off. It's a little high, and he slides in. He's on third base. Now, probably it will be scored. I know it's a hit, but I maybe I'm a little tough having scored some Southern League games and stuff. We're going to go ahead and temporarily give him the triple on that, although there probably was a double and an error, and that brings up the .348 hitting Jacob Snyder, the second baseman, with a runner in scoring position and no outs. And that one right down Main Street for a strike. Noah Brett in the on-deck circle. And he's pretty good with the bat, too. He's hitting over 400. We'll tell you more about that. Let's see if they say he went around. Yes, he did. It's an 0-2 count. Parker Shreve, the head coach for the Eagles. Brandon Maxwell, the head coach for the Bruins. We'll tell you about the assistant coaches in a few moments. Snyder has an 0-2 count. So I really would like the curveball as a strike. They say it touched the ground, so they have to throw it at it first. The first baseman will look the runner back. So there's still a runner at third with a swinging strikeout for the first out. Noah Britt hitting .462 is what I have him at. We thank both coaches and coaching staffs for their cooperation and getting us some of these stats. And we want to thank Martha Sheffield also, because she helped contribute with getting me a roster that I needed. Chuck Ray worked hard, and there's a swinging strike. Noah Britt hitting .462. He's the third place hitter. Creech is on deck. We're ready for the no ball, 1-strike pitch. It's a swinging strike, and that one looked like a breaking ball. And the young runner at third, and I think Coach is going to come down and have a few words of encouragement and maybe keep your eye on the ball. It's 0-2. Sorrell would really like the strikeout right here. Swinging strike 3, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Well, that's going to bring up the cleanup man, Caden Creech. He plays left field, wears number 23, and he is hitting .297, but I've been told that he can drive the ball a long way. Still pitching out of the stretch, and that runner dances up the baseline. Fouled off the right side. While I'm looking at the crowd, I see Coach Nick Stamper, and I've just got a feeling, and I know it's true, his son Bradley Stamper is number 1 on USJ's team. We'll see him. Of course, I've got something to tell you about the Jackson Christian center fielder in a few moments, but I'm going to wait till a little deeper into the game. Oh, the curveball just missing. The umpire stared it down, but he decided it was a ball. So that should make it 1-1. 2 outs in the inning, a runner at third. And we don't want the Union City game. There's a ground ball. It's going to be up to the shortstop to peg him out. Will he get him? Digs it out, and that inning is over. 6-3 scored in your scoring book. And that was a great peg by Bennett, getting it over to first to Converse. There was no runs, 1 hit. 1 error, and 1 man left on base. The score at the end of half inning of play, it is USJ 0, and Jackson Christian coming to bat. Does take that time out.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them. I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
We offer live webcasting for families. It kind of came out of when so many warriors were going overseas to war. We have learned to offer families more choices, that we want to serve our families well and serve our families better.
Terrell pitched himself out of some early no-out trouble with a runner on third, a couple of strikeouts, and then a ground ball, which Bennett came up and threw a strike over to first base, Converse handling it, and no runs in the top half. In the bottom half, leading off for the Jackson Christian School Eagles, it's Max Collins wearing number 3. He plays second base. He's hitting .303. He'll be followed by Brady Bennett, the shortstop that made that fine throw. He hits .342, and Brett Sorrell, he is the pitcher. He hits .312. That'll be your first 3 hitters. And Nealon Rowland in the cleanup spot, the big catcher. Sam Cale on the mound for the Bruins. And let's see if we've got a few pitching stats. We had some trouble printing some of our materials today, but he has pitched a couple of times this year, and I don't have his earned run average. That's irrelevant. This is one game. Stats mean nothing. Whoever's got more runs at the end of the game, that's what it's all about. Collins steps in, open stance, and you'll see him stride towards and step towards the pitcher. Here's Cale's throw and a swinging strike. Now, if you hear me coach a little bit during this game, please forgive me, because I am an old coach, and sometimes you'll get a little fundamental instruction. Here's the 0-1 pitch, the curveball. It's 60 feet 6 inches of the plate, and that's a 59-foot curveball. Outfield straight away, not really deep. Infield at normal depth for them. The third baseman off the line and back. Here's the pitch. It's high, and that one had a little steam on it. Cale's got a good, strong arm. We've seen his brother, who plays for the Union baseball team but is a catcher, and who knows, with his brother's strong arm, they may let him pitch some too. And they got him in the outfield. Here's one, got under it a little bit too much, and Max Collins would love to have that one back. Yeah, that's right. I forget, my good friend and cohort and boss, Paul Schultz, tells me Union baseball, those home games are all on Worthy Road Studios YouTube page, and you can see them live. Here's the pitch down the line. It's up to the third baseman. Long throw to first, and he's safe. It's a infield hit. An infield hit for Max Collins, bringing up Brady Bennett. Hines had to kind of wait on that one. Now, you will also sometimes hear, when I'm talking, you can't hear anything but me probably, but some fine instruction as Summer and Paul instruct. Like I said, we have multiple cameras. We're going to give you the shots, and you just saw a great one of the home plate. Pitcher checking Cale. Cale, and from the stretch, the jump turn type move. Wants to keep Collins close. No count to the hitter, Brady Bennett, the shortstop, and he fouls this one off. Got under it just a little bit. Now you want to uppercut some and drive the ball, but sometimes that back shoulder dips a little bit more than you want it to. And a good play by Brandon Maxwell, the head coach. Get it. Great center field shot by Worthy Road Studios. There again, the throw to first baseman, and he did a very good job of stepping across and keeping it was Brett. Noah Britt did a good job of keeping that one from going into foul territory and giving the runner a chance. Not a big lead, though, at this point. So here's the pitch. It's high. Catcher got up there, and, again, a great job by Jake Martin. Remember, Cale is on the mound. Martin, your catcher. That's the battery. That means the pitcher and catcher. It's not an ever-ready battery. 1-1 the count. Here's a bunt. It's up in the air, but it's going to land. But on this field, sometimes when it lands and is spinning like this, it's going to go off in foul territory. So it's a 1-2 count. That was a great decision by Coach Shreve, but the bunt couldn't stay fair. So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Usually they'll take the bunt off on this. Both teams with 1 hit, no scores in the game. They did not score an error on that other one, but trust me, there was after the hit. You can have a hit and an error. There's a foul, keeps it the count at 1-2. USJ infield's at double play depth. They would like to turn one. Jackson Christian wants the base hit, get on by error, walk, hit batsman. They're not choicy. They just want to get runners. There's one outside. The catcher throws it down there, and it gets away, but only for 4 or 5 feet, and hustling over was the first baseman, Noah Britt. Snyder at second for them. Shortstop is rushing. Here's a throw over again. A lot of attention being paid to keeping that runner close. It can pay off, but I happen to know that probably after a certain amount of time you may even see, and there's one high makes it 3-2. There's no out, so the runner won't probably be running with the pitch, but Stamper might even throw some innings today. And USJ may use more than one pitcher. Of course, this is the last game of the season. Both teams probably will use. That time he got plunked. It was an accident, but Brady Bennett on by hits batsman, and that puts runners at first and second. And the pitcher coming up. Sorrell coming up there. He can help his own cause, and I believe he is a 3-12 hitter, which means, and he's got an open stance. He's bunting and draws it back. Umpire says just outside. And that one couldn't have been more than about 10 millimicrons outside. Cale peers in to get his sign from the stretch with 2 runners on. And they draws back. It'll be ball 2. Sorrell wears number 15. He's a right-hander. And the great Greg Armour is here. I told you we had celebrities here. Press box is named after him on the football field now. And Greg tried to help me out a little bit with some Diet Coke to wet my whistle. That one is high. It's a 3-0 count. Let's see if Coach Shreve puts the take on. He goes through a series of signs. Chuck Ray down at first base. He is the dad also of Walker Ray that plays at Bethel now, one of our baseball players last year. And that one is high, and that's going to load the bases. 4 straight balls then. You can say ducks on the pond. The sacks are jammed. They are ready to explode in Nealon Rowe, who had a big hit to help win a ball game the other night. He wears lucky 13. Coach Todd used to try to give me 13 every year, and I'm superstitious. Most baseball players are. The head coach, Brandon Maxwell, and like I said, he and Coach Shreve both played as teammates at Union University. They like beating on each other as far as wins and losses, but they're good friends in the off season. Now, let's see how USJ plays. I believe they'll come in at first and third. Infield will give up a run for an out. They'll play at double play depth, but first and third in. Here's the pitch. It's high. Sometimes on these young pitchers, check the release point and the follow-through. Some of you old-timers out there remember your coach would say, bow you back, bow you back. And there's a great pitch right there, right down Main Street. It's a 1-1 count. Of course, with every pitch, the suspense builds for each batter because, again, the bases are loaded. Here's the pitch. and Greg helps me out. 2-1 the count. That was a ball. We're in the bottom of the first. And that one is high. It'll be 3-1. I had a friend that calls baseball, used to call that the Artie armpit pitch. It came right under the armpit. And that one high, and that's going to walk a run in. And that's the last thing. Cale, usually very accurate, has had his share of pitches out of the strike zone. Coach Maxwell's coming, and we may have a pitching change because I saw him point with that right hand. Coach Shreve conversing with his runner at third. And we're going to make changes, and we'll pick up the number of this young man in a minute. Looks like Cale is going to go to the outfield. And this looks like number 21. That would be Jacob Snyder. And Jacob Snyder, the second baseman, comes in to pitch. And we'll see where Cale goes. But Snyder is your new pitcher, wearing number 21. USJ outfielders conversing. Coach Shreve conversing with his three base runners about situations and what to do. Chuck Ray looks like a professional first base coach for the Yankees or some team like that down at first. Good crowd on hand for middle school baseball. And remember, these games are archived on Worthy Road Studios YouTube page, and you won't get the camera work like you get from Worthy Road Studios from anybody else. Pre-game show, remember, was brought to you by Great American Sports. Guess what? They're going to bring you the post-game show. Replay sponsor tonight is Mitchell's Body Shop, and I can vouch for their work. They had an illegal alien kind of inebriated, hit my car and did some serious damage. They made it look like it had never been hit. The corner logo sponsors are some great people. Jackson State Community College. You can take classes on campus, off campus. They can prepare you for a career immediately, or you can go on to a 4-year school. Red Hook, who's got some great seafood there. The scallops, my friend Joe Gracie, the Marine, loves those scallops. Fleet Feet, I'm wearing a pair of Fleet Feet shoes, and they are very comfortable because some of you that know me know that I have numerous injuries from my sporting career, including my feet. Great shoes from Fleet Feet. Dynamics Physical Therapy that takes care of these athletes and provides the trainers and does a good job. They can help you. You don't have to be an athlete. Jones Chevrolet, hey, America's car, the Chevrolet. See the USA in a Chevrolet. Here's the first pitch. Swinging strike, and Snyder has found that strike zone. 0-1 the count. Sacks jammed. No outs in the inning. Jackson Christian pressing to get some runs in. Swinging strike 2. Nayland Rowe up there. He is the cleanup man, or actually this is, we'll check it. I believe that's Cade Washington. It is. Cade Washington at 382. He's in the hole. 0-2. I won't call it a waste pitch. I'll call it a temptation pitch. I got to remember, I'm used to looking at Game Changer and seeing where my runners are. The 1-2 pitch from the stretch, hit up in the air. They'll at least tag up. Center fielder says, I've got it. Tagging, the runner coming, they're going to throw a strike, but it's cut off to the plate. And scoring is number 4, Brady Bennett. Jackson Christian leads 2-0. Score that, a sac fly. That is the first out. If you're keeping it at home, it's F8. That means he flied out to the center fielder, but you score it as an unofficial at bat because it is a sacrifice fly. C.J. Converse, the first baseman, left-handed hitter up there. Sometimes right-handers have a little trouble throwing to, you don't want to bring it like you do, and you wind up releasing it early. Let's see if Snyder can adjust his throw to the plate, and that one was good. Fouled off, it'll be out of play. Now, C.J. may not know it. He has one of the best names in the house, Converse. I used to wear those canvas Converse All-Stars all the time. Converse, a big name in athletics. That back foot really crowds that inside line of the batter's box. Slightly open stance. And the one pitch that left-handers, Ted Williams said, you only hit about 218 or less on that pitch. That is where Snyder threw it. He's out in front, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 runners on. Here's one drilled up the middle. It's a base hit. They'll throw it into second, and the runners will hold as you see Coach Shreve come up the line and hold the runner. And the sacks are jammed again. C.J. Converse with the hit. And he came into this game hitting 212. He didn't look like a 212 hitter there. R.Q. Thompson, the right fielder wearing 22, comes up there. Another left-handed batter. You'll see the shortstop play a few games, but they're not even looking at that runner. And Thompson started to offer the bunt, pulled it back. Checking his third base coach out as Coach Shreve goes through a long series of signs this time. Outfield still pretty straight away. This one popped up. Third baseman gives chase. It's out of play. Kind of hit right there at the fence area and came back in. Hines gave it a good look. And we may check that. That may have been KO. We'll have to get our numbers. They substitute. There's that pitch again, and it's tough on left-handers. And again, the count is at 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Bases loaded. USJ wants to double play, but first and third's coming home with it. Fouled off again. A little behind it. Goes over towards the softball field. We'll stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jackson Christian has 2 runs on 2 hits. Here's the pitch. Driven out in the outfield. Center fielder's got a beat on it, but it gets over his head, and that's a clean hit. 1 run coming to the plate. The second run is held up, and it's a long, noisy single and an RBI. 3 runs are now across the plate. Eli Warrington, the left fielder, has a smaller strike zone, great fielder, hitting 143. And then I'll tell you a little story if Miles Wilson gets up there, and he has a good chance unless we ground into a double play. Here's one hitting the outfield. It's going to get down. 1 run is coming to the plate, and it'll be another 1 runner because they thought it might get caught. Sliding in safe is Nealon Rowe, the catcher, so he scored. They did not use the courtesy runner. Warrington gets a single and an RBI. Everybody advances a base. Sacks are jammed, and here comes Brandon Maxwell, the fine manager and head coach of the USJ team. Miles Wilson, the center fielder, has a brother that plays. He's a senior over at Sacred Heart. Got to talk to his grandfather before the game, who is very proud of both young men. Miles is going to be a great player, just like the older Wilson will be. Thought you might like that little bit of trivia there. That pitch is high because, again, Miles wearing number 2, he hits 214, but he has a small strike zone. But he is capable of driving the baseball. It's 4-0 here at Mural Hass Field. That's a ball also. So a 2-ball, no strike count. Let's see if he gets the take or if they will green light him on 2-0 with the sacks jammed. First and third in, second and short at infield depth or at double play depth. And there's that strike. And Snyder seems to have, he likes that corner and has worked it well. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Ducks on the pond for the Eagles. This one fouled off. And I don't know about the younger players. They've probably gotten used to it. The older players that play with wooden bats can kind of judge, and that sound off the wooden bat helps you in location. This ping off the aluminum bat, I don't know. 2-2 pitch. That one is slow roll. They may get 1. A run will score, and they got the runner at first, but coming and scoring at the plate is 14, C.J. Converse. So with 2 outs, there's runners on second and third. Shortstop came in, made a nice throw. That's rushing. Shot it over, and good glove work by the first baseman, Britt. And unfortunately, that changes my scorebook a little bit. We have to use the second inning stats. This time, Max Collins gets way under it, trying to knock that duck out of the sky probably with that baseball. It's a foul ball for strike one. Collins singled and scored his first time up. The 0-1 pitch by Jacobs, or Jacob Snyder. 1-1. We haven't had any updates come from that other game that we're keeping an eye on. Low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners at second and third. 5-0 contest. Took a little off of it. Snyder's pitch for a strike. And the deuces are wild. We need a bell. Ding, ding. That's what they do in minor league ballparks. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. And that's a tradition in the press box. Fouled off. I know Ray Pack and Brewer who have kept score. There are others who've kept score. Coach Henson, that used to be at Huntington, is principal and coach there, so he kept score in the Southern League. I've done a few games for him. Here's one on the ground. Will it get through? That's the only question. 1 run coming to the plate. They're going to hold the runner up even though it got away. And Max is 2 for 2 with an RBI this time. And he's all the way down to second, safe. Brody Bennett, the shortstop, comes up. He was hit by a pitch the last time. That is a hit, and that should have brought in Thompson. 6-5, your score. There's one. The catcher tried to frame it and help a little bit, but there's runners at second and third with 2 outs. Brady Bennett, who got hit the first time up, is up there. And he got way out in front of that. He'd love to have that one back. That's that one that looks like a beach ball coming up there to you when it's in your eyes like that. Sometimes, though, a good pitch to stay away from. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Infield back at normal depth. They just want to get the out. Fouled off again, 1-2. Henry Aaron gave a little piece of advice. My godfather, Dunk DeMumbrum, was a bird dog scout for the Pirates and then the Reds with Chet Montgomery. I got to meet Henry one time, and he said, keep your eye on the ball all the way from the pitcher's hand. Here's one fouled off, because if you're looking at your third base coach, he said, little man, you're not going to see it. And that's good advice from Hammer and Hank. The 1-2 pitch ready to come to the plate. It's high, 2-2. The deuces are wild again, meaning 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. We're in the bottom of the first. Jackson Christian has batted around. 6-0 your score. That one is low, and it'll set up 3-2. There will not be a merry-go-round, meaning the runners won't be going with the pitch because there's no runner on first to force them. They will be very judicious about leaving those bases. 3-2 pitch on the way, popped up. Right fielder looks like he wants it. He's going to take charge. He's got it for the 3rd out. F9 meaning flew out to the right field. But there were 6 runs on 5 hits. A couple of errors in there, but we'll tell you that 2 men were left on base, and at the end of 1, Jackson Christian 6, USJ nothing. Let's take a timeout. We'll be back on the Worthy Road Studios Network.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, We can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
Here at Murrell Hass Field, Jackson Christian has a 6-0 lead after one. And let's thank Summer Sturgis. She gets me back here on time because I talk a lot in between innings, have to participate at our great concession stand some. And I want to thank Greg Armour for bringing a Diet Coke to me. Sometimes you have to keep the whistle wet when you talk as much as I do. And Paul's got some cheddar cheese one. Paul, guess what I have? Animal crackers, but I appreciate it. But we're ready for the top of the second. Leading off will be Hudson Rushing, the shortstop. He'll be followed by Jake Martin, Sam Hines in that order. And there's the throwdown. And your first hitter is the shortstop, who's had a couple of good pegs to first. He's done a good job. And Rushing is hitting 400 right on the nose. Jake Martin will be next. And a curveball, a dandy one in there. Boy, that one looked like it was about to fall off the kitchen table for no balls, 1 strikes. Rushing has a big strike zone. Up close to the front of the box with his stance. It's a balanced stance with the feet. And the good call by the umpire as the hitter indicated he wanted time. And you could hear him up here. I don't know. We don't have our parabolic mic. Some of these games that they do on Worthy Road Studios, we use the parabolic mic, pick up all the sounds. Here's one fouled away, so it'll make it an 0-2 count. Coaching at third for USJ, Brandon Maxwell. The first base coach is Matt Pledger. Infield at normal depth. The hitter is Hudson Rushing. Hanging tough in there. Jake Martin, the catcher, on deck. We're in the top of the second. Third baseman for Jackson Christian playing way off the line. And the curveball may have touched the dirt. Now he's officially out. You give a put out to the first baseman on that, an assist to the catcher, but the pitcher still gets his strikeout. 1 out in the inning brings up Jake Martin, wearing 14, catching today, hitting .217. He'll be followed by Sam Hines. Somewhat of a closed stance, the front foot closer to the plate and pointing towards first base. And the pitch fouled away. Sorrell right now has good command of his pitches. You had to worry if you were a Jackson Christian fan as you had a triple to lead off the game or a double and an error depending on how it's scored. Here's the 0-1. That is a strike. I mean, that's a tough spot on a right-handed hitter, and especially when you have your closed stance, some people call that when the front foot's in a little bit. Check those little things out. Check your pitcher out. Great shot by Worthy Road. See how he releases, kicks high. Oh, in that one, if you're keeping at home, you reverse the K because when they take a strike 3, you reverse the K. If it's a swinging strike 3, you put a normal K in there for strikeout. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Sam Hines hitting .276 comes up there. A couple of steps adjustment by the second baseman. Here's the curveball breaking off the table again, and it looks like Brett Sorrell is really bending it good today with the breaking ball. Where's 15? No runners on. USJ would love to have a base runner right here. The pitch, the curveball, and there is strike two. And I'm going to tell you what, if you put some eggs under there on a little small table, I believe that breaking ball would break all those eggs as it drops. Can throw a little slider, too, just like J.T. Favera does for the varsity. The 0-2 pitch, and that one is, that's about a 59-foot, 7-inch pitch. The plate is 60 feet, 6 inches away, so you know what happened. You saw it happen. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jackson Christian infield, ready to play. The pitcher and catcher ready. The battery mates is what they're called. Swinging strike 3, and no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. At the end of 1 1/2 innings of play, it's Jackson Christian 6 and USJ nothing. Let's take a timeout on the BallGame Blitz Network.
Are you looking to build a career? Build a career with West Tennessee's own H&M Company. H&M is a leading coast-to-coast industrial design and construction firm for Fortune 500 companies. Founded in Milan in 1957 and headquartered in Jackson, H&M is actively hiring in all areas of construction and engineering. Visit us at hmcompany.com to start building your career today.
Ready for spring cleaning? Don't forget your HVAC system. Somebody needs to clean out all that dust and grime, and that somebody is us. Let McCoy's Heating and Air professionally clean your system so cool air can flow where it needs to go. Schedule now and you can get your cleaning for only $90. Call McCoy's Heating and Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
Great shot. You see the pitcher getting his warm-up tosses on the mound. And we'll check and see if there has been any changes. That looks like that number 2 is on the mound. We'll check that. We want to, and it is number 2 pitching now, and that's Hudson Rushing, the shortstop. So Rushing on to pitch. And looks like KO will probably be at shortstop as we make adjustments. And the pitcher, Sorrell, is on to hit. And let's check him out from his first time at bat. He scored that first time up there. He is 0 for 0. He walked. Has pitched a good ball game to this point. Rushing has just come to the mound, got his warm-up tosses. Third pitcher used by USJ. Good shot from center field. And that one is and this happens sometimes with your early pitches. It gets a little bit in front of the plate. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Sorrell has a very good eye at the plate. Got us under it a little bit. Center fielder wants to take charge, waving everybody off. And that young man, and he does a good job, takes charge in center field for the first out. So with 1 away and no runners on, the center fielder, Luke Brown, you kind of knew he had it all the way. And that one again outside, about at the even part of the front part of the plate. So it's 1 ball, no strike. Rushing made a good comeback though and got the pitcher to fly out, his opposition. Just barely missing. That's one of those 12 millimicron pitches, missed by that much. And a millimicron, folks, is terribly small. Here's the pitch, and that may have got him, and it did. That young man umpiring, I'm going to give him credit for something. He has done a great job. Rowe has been on base twice, bases on ball, and now hit with a pitch. Let's see if they use a courtesy runner for him. And Coach Chuck Ray wants to check him out a little bit. May have got him in the ribs just a hair. Coming up to plate is 21, Cade Washington, third baseman. He hits .382, and you know Cade would like to advance this runner. Coach Ray's going to be the official carrier of the hitting glove. Nice lead by the big man who catches. They're going to drive him back. And it was close, a nice pickoff move. And that was a little better than the calling card, I know you're there, but it wasn't the I'm going to get you move. But so he's still got a gear to go, he being rushing, and he's coming back. And sometimes as a runner, you relax. And you got to be ready to go because Rushing thought he could throw that second time, and he made it close again. Coach Ray has some instructions for him. Coach Shreve over at third base. 1 ball, no strike, and they're going to go a third time. That one, and a good block that time. And playing first base now is number 23, Creech. Creech, who was in center field, is at first base. Pitch bounces, and the runner did a good job, a very good job of not getting himself in trouble. Catcher did a great job, and that was a great job by the USJ catcher that time, Martin. There's one, he blocked another one. He's getting a good workout tonight, but he is an athletic young man. Only one out in the inning, a runner at first. That's the catcher. Here's the pitch. Swinging, strike one. And suddenly our booth has become a monument for walking by. 3-1 now the count. You see that Thompson and Smith scoreboard. That is a great job by Thompson and Smith Insurance Agency. What a job they do. Rushing's pitch. Up, I believe he plunked him too, and so we'll have runners at first and second. 2 hits batsman. That'll get you in trouble. That's kind of like the late, great Jeremiah Dean, known as Dizzy Dean, used to say, oh, those bases on balls. Brings to the plate C.J. Converse. He's up towards the front of the plate, left-handed hitter, and the pitch to him is high. And again, watch the young pitchers with their release points. Watch the flexibility and how the catchers work to block it. There's things in the infield and outfield. Swinging strike, and C.J. was going for the downs. And I know he said, man, I got to keep my eye on that baseball and see it hit the bat. So a 1-1 pitch with 2 runners on. It's low. It gets away, and now the runner is going to try to advance. And it's a close play. Nice peg by the catcher, Martin, but the runner is safe. So Washington moves to second. Rowe is on third. Converse at the plate. CJ had a single his first time up, and he scored. And a great pitch right there. Evens the count at 2-2. That's that pitch on the knee on that inside, comes right across the black inside part of the plate. That little black stripe that's around it. You don't have to throw the second. Some genius in the stands hollered balk. That's not a balk. Now, you can balk, but that's not, and you don't have to throw it. Now, if you went to first, you'd have to throw it over there. Here's the pitch. That one looked like it wanted to be a breaking ball, and it stayed high. Had a little spin to it. 3-2, 1 out, runners on second and third. Infield at normal depth, and he walked him. That'll load the bases. And the Ducks are on the pond for R.Q. Thompson. He had a RBI single his last time up. He also scored in that inning. Eli Warrington on deck. Thompson hitting 200, but you wouldn't have known it that last at bat. He looked like Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle. He hit the ball. Coach Maxwell comes out there with some words of encouragement and possibly a mechanics adjustment. Infield's in at first and third, deep at second. the shortstop kind of holding on, but they would like now he'll kind of drift away. Good pitch. Very good pitch by Rushing. It's a 1-strike count. Tough one for the hitter, Thompson, to hit. That one is outside. Outfield straight away, but they're in. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's a breaking ball that broke, and it's a strike. So now Thompson has to protect the plate. He's got runners that he wants to get in. Does not want to strike out in this situation. The breaking ball way high. The catcher, Martin, I've seen catchers every once in a while I got to catch, but the best at framing and moving a pitch back into the strike zone in local amateur baseball was Kenny Cry. Here's one popped up. Third baseman will look it, but it's going to drift in foul territory, out of play. Kenny Cry caught at Union University many moons ago. If he could have hit the curveball, he would have been in the major leagues. And they never could. Kenny always hit around 200, sometimes under what's called the Mendoza line. There's ball 3, but with only 1 out, you will not have a merry-go-round. Thompson's got to guard the plate. Rushing must throw a strike. First and third in. Here's the pitch, and he walked him, just missing. And it was close, but no cigar. 1 run is in this inning, making it 7-0. Runners advance a base. And as the Diz said, those bases on balls, and right now they're hurting USJ. Warrington comes up there. He singled his last time up, or his first time up. He did not score. Plays left field. Wears number 6. Back in the box a little bit. The pitch, boy, he got out there and got on that one, just out in front of it a little bit. And I know that Eli Warrington really says, I'd love to have that pitch back. And he tattooed that one. If there's any ink on the bat that would come off of there, it would have been on there. A no-1 pitch, bounced, evens the count at 1-1. Remember, the bases are loaded. The strategy would be for first and third to come home. The runner at third will be looking to tag up on the fly ball. Outfield straight away. Another one in the dirt, and I don't think they're going to try it. And here at Jackson Christian School's Mural Hass Field, a lot of times that ball will bounce right back or straight back to the catcher. And something they used to say on Hee Haw, it would be merely foolish to try to score on that one unless it goes down one of the baselines. 2-1 pitch. Great one. It not only was a breaking ball, but it was in one of the hardest places to hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Eli Warrington at the plate. Sacks are jammed. No place to put anybody. 1 run has scored already in this inning. The pitch, a swinging strike 3. That one was a little high, and I know that Eli wishes he had that one back. Miles Wilson grounded out in the first inning, and like we said, his older brother's a senior baseball player and did a great job. He had, I believe, 2 hits the other day against Jackson Christian, but we're glad that Miles is here. That one was close, but I could hear the umpire say ball. Young man working very hard behind the plate as an umpire, too. Sometimes we need to appreciate these guys. High for ball 2. I know Miles' grandfather, who came by, very proud of him. Proud of all of his grandsons. I believe he has 3. That one's outside. Boy, Miles has got the eagle eye right there. 3 balls, no strikes. Do they put the automatic take, or do they say, Miles, if you see something you like, hit it? He's going to show the bunt. He's not bunting. And the ball bounced in the dirt, and that'll bring a run in. He was not bunting even if that had been a strike. So the second run of the inning has crossed the plate. Everybody moves up a base with the walk. Miles is on first. Thompson on second. Converse on third. And we're going to have the head mentor, Brandon Maxwell, come out to the mound. Let's see, we're probably going to get another swap here. Rushing has thrown 31 pitches. And it looks like they are bringing the center fielder in. And that's Luke Brown. So Brown now the pitcher of record, or not of record, but he will be pitching. He's a left-hander. Looks like he's got good control, and he can make the ball move. 23 Creech gets his outfielder's glove and heads back out there, and it looks like he will be in the outfield again. We'll see where they send him. Looks like is that Brett has moved back to first base, wearing number 4. And he is back there. Looks like a good glove man. Luke Brown, the pitcher. Brown wears number 20. And Max Collins is up at the plate as we are ready here in a couple of pitches. Max is 2 for 2. He has an RBI, I believe. No, he doesn't. He was left. I don't see the RBI mark, but he has scored a run. So 2 for 2 for Max Collins, the leadoff man, and he's hitting well above that 303 now for Jackson Christian. And you can see the breaking ball, a fastball. Left-handers usually have some natural movement on their fastball, and I'm sure Luke Brown has a good changeup. He inherits a situation where the bases are loaded. There are 2 outs. There's no count on Max Collins. All he gets, though, is a man that's 2 for 2 on the day. You see the catcher flashing those signs to Luke Brown. The windup. The pitch fouled off. Brett, the first baseman, gives a little chase but says, team, it's going out of play. Umpire agrees with him. Didn't see anybody catch it, so we won't score an error on the fans. We're joking when we say that. That one a little low, just missing. And very nicely, Max Collins asked where the pitch was. Got under it. He is really dipping that back shoulder, so it's 1 ball, 2 strike count. If he levels out a little bit or just has a slight uppercut, this would look like a 400-meter relay team running around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's Brown's pitch. Got him. And that will bring a run in with a hit batsman. And we've got 3 runs in the inning. It's 9-0. Every runner advances 1 base. And there are still ducks on the pond, meaning the bases are loaded. And a swinging, fouled-off pitch to Brady Bennett, the shortstop, who was hit by a pitch the first time, flied out to right field second time. He is 0 for 1. Thompson at third, Wilson at second, Collins at first, 2 outs. And that evens the count at 1-1. Worthy Road Studios, don't forget about the Thompson and Smith scoreboard here. What a great scoreboard. Blacksmith will tell you about it. Fouled off for 1-2. Blacksmith, try the PBLT. That's where they put pimento cheese on the bacon, lettuce, and tomato. It is great. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to lettuce, so I have to take that off, but it's still a great sandwich. My wife loves them. Here's one hit up in the air. Third or right field has got it for the out. That will end the inning as Jackson Christian bats around, and that was the 3rd out, but they picked up 3 big runs and now lead to 9-0, and we've got a replay. Let's watch that fine young right fielder. Gets under it, and boom, he's got it. And that is the end of play with Jackson Christian as far as the 2nd inning, leading 9-0. Let's take a Worthy Road Studios timeout.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Tired of going to the dealerships only to see empty spaces? Then come to Carlock Nissan of Jackson. We have over 60 new vehicles in stock and more coming in daily. You can see, feel, and of course smell that new car smell. Save up to $8,600 off MSRP on a new Nissan. Plus, special APR financing as low as 1.9%. It's all at Carlock Nissan of Jackson. You should already be here.
Fleet Feet, your locally owned source for the best shoes for school, work, running, and everyday comfort. They offer a 3D scan of your feet and professional fitting. Fleet Feet sells the top-selling brands Hoka, OnCloud, and Brooks. To add comfort to your spikes or other performance shoes, let Fleet Feet fit you for a pair of arch support inserts. Get the quality you want and the service you deserve at Fleet Feet in Jackson on Oil Well Road beside Walgreens. Back for the top of the third at Murrell Hass Field. Championship baseball for the Northwest Conference Championship between two arch rivals, USJ and Jackson Christian. Sarl has been masterful on the mound so far. One run is all he has let in, and that is Sorrell. I'll keep it straight. I've got a phonetic note. Swinging strike, the hitter is Whit Barnes, who just made that fine catch out in right field. Whit is a right-handed player. Got an 0-1 count, the breaking ball, and just missing with the breaking ball. Whit's an 8th grader. He can also catch. He hits 192 right now, but he is a defensive whiz. Leads off the top of the third for the Bruins, who need base runners. Boy, that one kind of makes you bend. If you were shaving at that age as an 8th grader, you probably would have got a close shave. There used to be a pitcher in the majors called Sal the Barber Magley, where that pitch was just released at the wrong spot. Sal the Barber would give you a shave on purpose. 2-1 pitch coming from Sorrell. Swinging strike 2 to even the count up, and Barnes had a rip at it. He'll be followed by Luke Brown, who ended the inning pitching. Converse at first, and we'll go through the infield for Jackson Christian in a moment. 2-2 pitch on the way. Just a little high. And we're on the first base side, so if I don't get a good look at the monitor, it might even have been outside, but it was a little high. Small strike zone, 3-2 pitch. Let's see if he throws the breaking ball or the number 1 Von Ryan Express down Main Street. Hanging tough is Whit Brown, or hit Whit Barnes. Brown on deck. Luke Brown, who will be coming up there, he's also an 8th grader. But right now it is Whit Barnes. And he got him with the breaking ball. That one is an out. They were running to first, thought it might have dropped, but it didn't. So 1 out in the inning. 6 strikeouts for Sorrell. This brings up Luke Brown, left-handed hitter. Pitched nicely, had 1 hit batsman, but he didn't have a whole lot of warm-ups. Crowds the plate, front foot in front out there. Only has about 2 inches to stride. Shows bunt, but takes a ball. I have it as 1 ball, no strikes. We'll see if the umpire, there we go, the scoreboard agrees with me. And so does the game changer. 31 pitches for Sorrell. And it's a nice bunt, but back towards the pitcher a little too much. The toss over to first. The left-handed catching Converse, which is good. He was left-handed then. And a little bang-bang play, but a nice bunt. You got to get it down one of the lines. That's the only suggestion that I would make. And watch this replay. Worthy Road Studios has replays. The National Federation teams don't. Okay, 2 outs in the inning, 1-3. That brings up the leadoff man who tripled his first time up or doubled an error depending on the score. Sam Cale, he's probably hitting over 500 right now. Came into the game. Oh, there is the bender, and it broke my back going in there. The bender, the breaking ball, they're all the same thing. Now, he does have a curve and a slider and a changeup and a fastball. Right now, I'd say his out pitch is his curve. Now, there's one. Cale handled that one and hit it down the third baseline, and they'll send someone out of the dugout. It's amazing how in high school, middle school ball, the two dugouts cooperate to keep balls off the field. Of course, the umpires are instructed to hold the game up till a loose ball is off the field. No balls, 2 strikes to Cale. He's got to protect the plate. He's 1 for 1 in the contest. Terrell's pitch, high. He tried to throw the Von Ryan Express by him that time. Cale wanted no part of it. Like I said, Cale has some brothers that played at Sacred Heart. He is at USJ. He's a fine athlete, can play more than one sport. His brothers could too. Reaching for it, and they are going to call him out. A clean catch, and that breaking ball fell off the table. Probably killed the ant that was walking across the floor there. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We're going into the bottom of the third with Jackson Christian leading 9-0 over USJ. Let's take that ball game blitz timeout.
At Dynamics Physical Therapy, we help our clients get back to doing what they love. Dynamics is now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Mention BallGame Blitz Sports Network and receive a free gift. In the bottom of the third, USJ has changed pitchers. Their fourth pitcher. This is Stamper. I told you you would see him before the night's over. He is a very good athlete, an 8th grader. Bradley Stamper. And young man you'll hear about in several sports. The peg to second. Good job by Martin. And a good catch there by the second baseman. And that's 12 Hines playing over at second now. And they have moved people around. Britt's at first. Hines at second. Cale at short. Rushing is playing third. Snyder in center. Creech in left. Barnes in right. And the umpire out, and I don't know whether he's checking whether there's a white patch or something that would distract the batter. Your hitter to lead it off is Sorrell, and then maybe they're doing a jersey tuck. There's several things that, and decorum in uniforms is very important even for the pitcher, and especially the pitcher. Now, I probably, and you'd say, well, it's nitpicking. If I'm the right-handed hitter, I'm asking for something that is got color to it to be put over the bandage or brace on the left arm. Swinging strike, a healthy swing and a healthy pitch. Stamper's ahead, 1 strike. Breaking ball for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Sarl, who scored once, flown out once, 0 for 1 officially. And Stamper struck him out for his first strikeout. Brings up Nealon Rowe, the catcher. Rowe has been on twice by a walk and hits batsman. Rowe has scored twice. Nobody on, 1 out. Soft ground ball hit to the first baseman. Brett will take it unassisted, score that 3U in your scorebook, and there are 2 outs. Cade Washington, the third baseman, who's been hit by a pitch, had a sacrifice fly, and officially he is 0 for 0. And we've got a replay, a Worthy Road Studios and Mitchell's Body Shop replay. Good job. That's the way to do it. Don't work your pitcher death. Take it yourself. That pitch outside. Okay, this is Warrington. I was given the wrong thing a while ago. Second pitch to him. We'll check it. Cade Warrington hitting .382 coming in here. And my apologies. I should have followed Chuck's lineup. Chuck Ray gave me their lineup correctly. That one is my fault. There's a strike. Cade Warrington wearing 21, playing third base. Like I said, 0 for 0 officially. They have him 0-1, but that was a sac fly back in the first inning. So sometimes game changer can be wrong. Here's the pitch. Hit out into the outfield, but the center fielder has a beat on it for the third out. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. The first time Jackson Christian has gone down in order. And when we come back after 3 with this replay, and you see a great job by Luke Brown out there. The third out, it's 9-0 at the end of 3.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's Body Shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
And we are back. Jacob Snyder wearing 21, the right-handed hitter waiting. He's 0 for 1. Sorrell has gone through 3, and now we work in the top of the 4th at Mural Hass Field. Glad all of you are with us. Don't forget about some of our great sponsors like Carlock Nissan. I drive a Rogue Platinum as you see the ball goes down. Great car. I have a black Rogue Platinum. My wife drives a regular Rogue, but hers is white, and that way we can tell the cars apart. They ride so well. See Carlock Nissan. Don't forget about Thompson & Smith. They bring you this scoreboard, and our scoreboard is second to none. Leading off for the Bruins will be Jacob Snyder. He's 0 for 1. Curveball high that time. It did not drop as much, stayed above the shoulder level. 37 pitches for Sorrell. The 1-ball pitch, swinging strike, evens the count at 1-1. Good crowd on hand for both sides. Now Jackson Christian has very few empty seats on their side. And USJ not far behind them on that. 1-1 the count. USJ hitting in the top of the first, and there's a strike. And you can hear me start to call it a little early. But that one, everybody in the ballpark and the cat over in the far yard could even tell that trying to get up on the fence. He didn't make it. He kind of slid off of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Jacob Snyder at the plate against Sorrell. Swinging strike. And I want to say that is Sorrell's 8th strikeout. We'll check it against Game Changer. And the hitter is the big man, the first baseman, Noah Britt. He wears number 4. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Strikeout victim in the first. Swinging at the curveball. Stamper did a good job in his part of the 3rd inning. First time Jackson Christian went down with no runs, no hits, and nobody left. Noah Britt at the plate. Should be a 1-1 count. Now that time we don't move the numbers on the scoreboard. That comes from the press box. We just have a shot of it. Now it's 1-1. Well, now they've changed it to 2 balls. And I'm going to check Game Changer out. The official thing is 2 balls, no strikes. Brett, the big first baseman up there, he's got power. Curveball missing. 3-1. Let's see if we come with what I call the Von Ryan Express. That's a fastball over the plate. Or do you challenge him at 3-1 with a breaking ball, either the slider or the curve? That is a swinging strike 2. And he challenged him then. That one had a little extra zip on it. Brett wants on. Sorrell wants to get him right here. Everything normal in the infield and outfield. Right away, the hitter steps out. So far, so good. The young man behind the plate has really done a very good job. Breaking ball popped up. It'll be out of play. Base umpire really hasn't had any tough chances, but he has moved appropriately in the game. Kyle Teichman and I, the fine young men's coach here, was talking the fine art of officiating together this morning, or actually it was the afternoon when I picked up some of the stats and stuff. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 outs in the inning. Creech will be the next batter. Comes up there hitting .297. He's 0 for 1. And I've got that as the 9th strikeout by Sorrell. Let's check this out. That's the fastball, and that's a strike. And the Creech may have a CNI single. Second baseman hustled, but it's going to be an infield hit. And give the young second baseman a lot of credit over there. Max Collins got there, but he had to slide, and there may be a little dew on there. But a single for Creech, and that will bring up Hudson Rushing. Second hit on the night by USJ. Rushing is 0 for 1 coming to the plate. 2 outs. Infield will come up just a little bit. Third baseman still deep. Short and second shortened a little bit. I didn't see if they communicated who's covering. That one comes high and tight. Creech at first. could be a threat to run, but down 9-0, do you take the chance on running yourself out of an inning? Coach would tell you if he wants you to go. There is a hearty cut, but no contact. Rushing was going for the downs, as the old people like me say. No ball, 1 strike pitch is not ready to come. They step off the pitching rotor. The batter steps out. Everybody does it appropriately. Short lead by Creech. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Umpire was right. Now the infield hustling because that one got away, and we got to. I just saw one of those nice baseballs roll through all the water. It came out of the dugout, and the young lady picked it up. She's asking her parents what to do. She's going to take it back to the dugout. Good job, young lady. Crowd kind of silent right now, but USJ has that runner on first and a good hitter at the plate. Rushing, hitting .400. And they'll have to throw him out. And you say, well, there's a runner on first, but with 2 outs, you can do that. So the 10th strikeout recorded. It's actually a put out, 2-3, 3 with the put out. And there are 3 outs in the inning. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. Going into the bottom of the 4th, Jackson Christian leads 9-0. We'll be back on the Ball Game Blitz and the Jackson Christian Facebook.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all pre-arranged funerals. So you may have pre-arranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all pre-arranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
We are back as Bradley Stamper comes out for his 2nd inning of work. He is the first pitcher to put Jackson Christian in this game up 3 up and 3 down. He will face the left-handed hitting C.J. Converse, who has singled in the first, walked in the second, so officially he's 1 for 1. Was hitting .212 coming into this contest, but his average has risen since then. And again, we've got teachers, coaches, a well-attended game here. Never did get an update on our varsity game because the internet sometimes out where they were playing can be sketchy. Stamper's pitch to Converse. Now that time I'm going to give the pitcher credit. Now the catcher, bless his heart, has thrown well all night. Don't work your pitcher to death though like that. Even if you have to come out of you're off your knees and stand up, don't work him to death. 9 runs, 5 hits for the Eagles. No runs, 2 hits for the Bruins. This one hit up in the air, but it's got plenty of air under it. Can the center field? No. Brown got back, and we'll have to think about our ruling on it. Converse is at second. He's streaking for third, and I think he's going to be in standing up, but he slides, and the coach says, stay there, keep your foot on the base, and Converse got that one. And we'll see what happens with the scoring. It is going to be a hit. So Converse with the big triple, and the 10th run is all important because after 5 innings of play, if you got 10 runs, you play with the 10-run rule. So Converse is a very important run for both teams. Stamper is going to go out of the stretch, and that brings up number 22, R.Q. Thompson. And again, I like that pitch when you throw the left-handed hitter low and inside. It's tough for them to handle, and Thompson wisely stayed away from it. One strike pitch with a runner on third. Catcher tried to frame it. Some people used to call it that, jerking the mitt and doing things like that. Now, again, the ball gets away from the pitcher because on the throw, it just happens that KO was alert. So was their young second baseman down there. One ball, one strike, one runner on. There's no outs in the inning. Fouled off. Thompson at the plate. R.Q. Thompson plays right field. He's an 8th grader. He wants at least the fly ball out of this to get the runner home. A deep enough one for him to tag up and score. That might be it. Let's see. The runner is tagging. That one's going to fall, and it's probably going to be a hit the way it fell. And the RBI, that's the 10th run, but we don't quit right here. And we got an injured player out there. So Converse has scored. Thompson has his second RBI of the night. And Coach Maxwell goes out to check on his player, and we hope they're okay. We don't want to see anybody hurt. Trainer is out there also. See KO coming back to his position. See Britt and Stamper there talking with another player. So no outs and a runner on first, and there may be a change coming here as the coaches are still talking. We'll kind of take a little time here and sort this out. Trainer is still out there with Coach Maxwell. Don't forget, say something to these nice sponsors. You got Nest Realty, Lonnie Cobb Ford, great cars, King Jewelers, Bank of Jackson, Arrington Funeral Home Directors, and looks like there may be some rotation going on here of players. And let's see what is happening here. It looks like the three outfielders are coming towards the first baseline. Now it is 10-0, and they may be calling this one 10 runs, 6 hits, and no errors, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. You see the celebration here, and we'll get the official ruling here in just a moment. And I see the shaking of hands as far as the umpire and getting the game balls. And this contest is over with that 10th run. 10 runs, 6 hits for, and the winning RBI, or the 10-run rule RBI, goes to R.Q. Thompson. And Stamper only threw 15 pitches. So we'll see if we can tell you what we're going to do as you see the team shake hands. We are going to take a timeout, get you some official stats, and come back and wrap this game up on the Worthy Road Studios Network.
Carlac Prestige is not your typical used car dealer. We have everything from a Porsche to to this, and this, and lots more. We inspect and repair all our vehicles. Ask us to prove it. We will.
Carlock Prestige, Van Drive, Jackson.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson, or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care, and let your smile say it all.
Looking for a new and exciting career? At Jackson State Community College, we offer nationally recognized, top-rated programs designed to greenlight your career for success. With courses available in the health sciences, nursing, computer technology, and much more, your next step towards a career starts here at Jackson State. Learn how Jackson State Community College can greenlight your future at greenlightyourfuture.com.
And we are back for the trophy awards for the teams. I don't know if we're giving out individual awards. This is Northwest Conference baseball. There are other teams like Halls and Lake County. I think there are 3 teams out of Hardeman County in this league, along with TCA, USJ, and Jackson Christian. And unfortunately, we cannot hear the public address announcer right now. And some of the young men from the other schools that may be getting awards may not be here. But we do know that the first place team and second place team in this conference is here. And here comes an award winner for USJ. Wearing number 8, or is that USJ? We will have to check it. Maybe we can get it. We're going to try to get you some sound.
Thomas Thornton. Greg Carter. Harris Smith. Levi Baker. And Zane Sweat. From USJ, Sam Kell. Noah Britt. Jacob Snyder. And Hudson Russian. And from Jackson Christian, Cade Warrington. Max Collins. Brody Bennett. Miles Wilson. Brett Sorrell. We're going to give you a couple minutes to take a picture here before we move on.
And they're taking a little time out to take a picture. You can see some of the Trinity players, you see the Bruin players. There are other schools here. They're holding their plaques up. I can't see.
All right, let's give each of these young men one more round of applause. Congratulations, guys.
Now we'll try to pick it up from upstairs, and you will see the plaque awarded, or maybe I can do this one. Let me have the downstairs, and we'll do it from down here on this. These are going to be the trophy presentations for second and first place. And you see number 14, Jacob Martin, utility fielder, going out there for the second place plaque. And to the Jackson Christian School Eagles, your district champions are clad in big blue. They get the plaque and end a very successful season. They close their season out at 14-3. The USJ Bruins go to 12-5. Congratulations to both teams that made their way to this championship game. Let me give you some totals very quickly, and we will hang this one up for the night. And we appreciate you being. Brett Sorrell had all the right stuff on Saturday for the Jackson Christian Eagles. He gave up no runs, bested USJ by a score of 10-0. He only gave up 2 hits tonight, I believe. Yes. And Jackson Christian secured the victory with those 6 runs in the first inning. And the actual run by Max Collins was the only run they would need, even though to get the 10-run rule, you have to score 10 runs. Jackson Christian put the pressure on from some good hitting by R.Q. Thompson, Eli Warrington, Max Collins, Nayland Rowe did his part and with scoring, and Miles Wilson helped in that, and Cade Warrington. And the Jackson Eagles fired up in that first inning with 6 big runs. Triple by Sam Cale in the first inning was their big hit, and they did not build on it. And Sorrell was tough on the mound. The ace for Jackson Christian only gave up 2 hits, struck out 10, didn't walk anybody. Starting pitcher was Cale for the USJ Bruins. He took the loss, even though he only gave up 1 hit and 4 runs. Bradley Stamper, Jacob Snyder, Hudson Rushing, Luke Brown all had time on the mound. The Eagles totaled 7 hits in this contest. Having multiple hits were Collins, Converse, and Thompson to lead the Eagles. Rowe had the most fielding chances for them. And the USJ Bruins, according to the game changer, no errors in the field. And Luke Brown, the center fielder, had 3 chances on the field, which were the most for the USJ team. A fine baseball season for the middle schoolers is over, and we were proud to bring you both high school and middle school baseball. Remember, this game will be archived on Worthy Road Studios YouTube page in a couple of hours, and you can watch it again and see your favorites and your relatives and things like that. Also, don't forget about some of these sponsors like Elite Dental, Aloha Pools, the Tennessee National Guard, McCoy's Heating, Hub City Deli, Kaufman's Furniture, Arrington Funeral Home Directors, along with many others. Now, What a great crew we had tonight. Eric Inman, hats off to you. And I will stand up and salute you as you go by tonight for great camera work there. Summer Sturgis, always with the great work. She keeps me straight here in line and gets me on time. Paul Schultz, he did replays. He helped with the production and directing also. And Coach Joe Holloway was just happy to be with you. And now I have to remind you of a couple of things. Please tell those people what a great job they did. This is a copyright broadcast. You see that on the graphic up there of Worthy Road Studios 2023. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or further use of this contest without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios, without the BallGame Blitz consent, is prohibited. And to add a little to it, it's illegal too. Now, for one of the greatest crews and for the 4 coaches, the administrators at both schools, and for both schools, it's time for us to say thanks for your time this time till next time. Good night, all.